So a lot of people reach out to me asking me how to do e-commerce SEO. Now, e-commerce SEO is not very different from doing regular SEO, but there's certain limitations to what you can do when you're optimizing an e-commerce store. And there's a lot that can go wrong. If you have similar products, you could be cannibalizing the keywords for one product by the other product, and you could, rank products that are not available on your website and not be able to rank products that are available. And then also in some industries or for some products, you're competing against the likes of Amazon and also eBay, and then there are a lot of other giant brands. And so if you do a search, you'll see probably Amazon is number one, eBay is number two, and then another major brand like Marks and Spencer or Hush Puppies is probably number 3 or 4, depending on the region that you're in. This is the type of competition that you could be facing. It's not to say it's impossible to rank an e-commerce store if you see Amazon ranking for that product or you see another store ranking for the product. In fact, I have been able to outrank Amazon more than once for a lot of products doing SEO for my clients. So just recently, one of my clients came to me saying, can you rank one of my products? Could you rank one of my products that Amazon is ranking for? And if you can outrank Amazon, I'll give you $1,000 on top of what you're charging me for SEO. So 3 months later, I have ranked and outranked his product, and I'm like, his product is now number 1 and Amazon is number 2 for the same search query, which is now bringing him around 1,000 visitors a day, and his sales has gone from, which was a 3 or 4 sales per day for that product, to now over 400 sales a day. So that guy is now making a killing. And so I decided to make this video, just going over a lot of the stuff that most people may not be doing with their e-commerce SEO and what they should be doing. Now, I'm not going to go into the basics of e-commerce SEO. I assume that you already have a website set up. My assumption is that you already got the basics up. You've got the product images, you've got product descriptions, you've done, you've built all the internal links. You've probably done some inbound, outbound links are coming into your website. Off-page SEO is, done to a certain extent. That's my assumption. So the tips that I'm going to go into, these are 5 tips that I'm going to go into, and they're not going to be basic. These are advanced tips. These are for someone you already have your website set up. So before I go into the tips, I just want to ask you guys to hit the subscribe button, comment below if you have a question. Also, I do SEO for a living, so if you need SEO, someone who needs SEO, click the link in the description, fill out the form, and I will get in touch with you. So without further ado, let's jump right into this. Okay, so the first thing I want to do for e-commerce SEO would be good keyword research. And this is looking beyond just the most obvious keywords. So if you were selling, for instance, hockey sticks online, obviously hockey stick for sale, hockey sticks online, discounts on hockey sticks, cheap hockey sticks. These are all going to be keywords that you want to target. But you also want to find informational keywords. And what that does is when you have a few, like 6 or 7 really high volume informational keywords, those are often easy, low-hanging fruit in terms of difficulty. So you write articles targeting those high volume, easy keywords in your niche, and you put them up as blog posts. And that's just the first step to optimizing your content on your e-commerce store. Obviously, optimized content is just as important for your e-commerce store as it is on any other regular online store. So I'll do a separate video on how I do keyword research for blog posts for e-commerce stores. But suffice to say at this point is that you want to create a blog post around 1,000 to 1,500 words, and you want to target 4 to 5 high volume keywords within that article. Write something unique, write something insightful, write something that your buyers would find useful. And then you link your blog post to the categories page, not the products page, the blog post to the categories page that's selling hockey sticks. So hockey sticks, but not black hockey sticks, not green hockey sticks, not yellow hockey sticks. That blog post directly connects to your categories page. And what that will do for you is that it will pass relevancy to your categories page, which is very important to ranking individual products. And what Google indexes that, if your informational keywords start to rank, your product pages will rank almost automatically. And even people who are landing on your blog posts can click on a post and they will be taken to the categories page, and from there they can choose a product that they'll be interested to. But there's a step 2 to this as well. Talking about individual products that you sell in the blog post, and you want to talk about products that are never out of stock or rarely out of stock, or products that you want to emphasize selling in the blog post. So you can have a section like around 200 words about green hockey sticks, and you can have another section about yellow hockey sticks, and you can have another section about blue hockey sticks. And you can have the keyword green hockey sticks, blue hockey sticks, yellow hockey sticks that you're trying to target directly link to the page that's selling hockey sticks, i.e. the product page. And so people who are reading the article, who come onto your website, they can click on the link and they can go to the products page, to the product page, and they can buy your product directly. The second benefit of doing this is that not only are you bringing in traffic, but you're also informing people, and Google wants to do business with people who inform, who provide information, and those kind of sites get ranked. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to find out what your competitors are ranking for. So pull up the competitor on Google. So who's the number 1, number 2, and number 3 competitor? Copy and paste their links into SEMrush or Ahrefs, and Ahrefs and SEMrush will tell you what keywords they're ranking for. You then pull up the keywords that are the top ranking keywords, the one for which they're on number page. There'll be a list. Obviously, the one on the top will be the ones that are bringing in the most traffic. You copy those keywords and you paste them into an Excel sheet. And what you do is from there is that you make sure that the keyword is in the title, in the description, and also in the description of the product on the page. So you'll put the keywords, for instance, green hockey sticks, dash or hyphen the keyword, and then you'll have the same thing on your page. In the H1 will be the keyword, but a partial match, not a full match, a partial match. So the keyword can be half the keyword. So if the keyword is discounted, great discounts, you can just have discounts, or you can have low discounts, or you can have a variation of the keyword in the H1, not the exact one in the H1, because then you will be penalized for keyword stuffing or spam, and that's something you do not want to do. I'll get into how to write the product description properly, but for now, suffice to say, the H1 title page are 2 places where you need to insert those keywords. Now, if there are 3 or 4 keywords, what you can do is that you can have 1 keyword in the title, you can have 1 keyword in the H1, 1 keyword that replaces the description. So instead of having just descriptions as one of your H2s that most people have on the e-commerce store, you can add that keyword and just fill it out. For instance, if it's discount, great discounts, you can have, here's why we have great discounts on green hockey sticks, and then below that is your description. When writing your product description, now this is the individual product. This is not a categories page. This is the individual product. I'll go back to the categories page and how to optimize that. But I'm talking about the individual product page. And when you're optimizing the individual product page, what you want to do is, in the product description, you want to have 2 sentences per line on the product description. You'd want to have a list of features as part of the product description. You want to have at least 4 to 5 FAQs as part of the product description. So you start with the general outline is you have a list of features. So features will be H2. That will be your first H2, and a list of features. Below that, you will have the description of your product. This is a mini description. This is mostly where people just put in description as the H2, and this will be around 3 to 4 sentences, and that closes. This is like a summary of the description. Below that, you have what's called the informational content. So this is more information about the content. So this will be around 600 to 700 words. This will be this will not have the H2 here will not be description. It will be information about, you know, green hockey sticks or yellow hockey sticks. So information, or one of the keywords that you were targeting from the earlier point that I mentioned. So if there's if there are 3 keywords you're targeting, the third keyword with the least amount of traffic, with the one that you're not a priority, can go here, and you can just fill it out as you did with the H2. Just make sure that you're not keyword stuffing. So if there's a if the word discount is in H1, is in H2, is in all your H2s, don't have that. Don't have discount everywhere. Use a different keyword that does not have discount. So just keep that in mind, or else, you know, you could be penalized for spam. Now, when you're writing the final description, the larger description, you want to break it down into 3 to 4 paragraphs, and then with each paragraph, you want to talk about the product. So you start with why your product is unique. You start with why people should buy your product. You should lead with you know, your product compared with other products. So, you know, your green hockey sticks versus Amazon's green hockey sticks. And so talk about that. Make sure that you mention that in your product description. And below that, you can have an FAQs. And for the FAQs, you can Google FAQs. You can use Answer, Socrates, which is another tool that pulls up questions from Google tools. From Google search, and what you can do is you can then just answer those questions. The goal here is not to answer as many questions as you can. The goal here is to answer as many relevant questions. So if there's a question that's coming up for yellow hockey sticks, you can change that to green hockey sticks. That's fine. That's relevant to if you're selling the green hockey sticks on the pages. But, you know, you don't want to answer a question as how much are green hockey sticks in Namibia if you're selling in the UAE or the US or Canada. So just be mindful of that. So if you're doing it for a different region, use a VPN or use Nightwatch, change your IP address, search in the region to find questions that are relevant to that region before you go and start putting those questions and you start answering it. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Okay, now how should you write your categories page? Your categories page should be a longer description on your categories page, describing the category. This is important. Describing the category in the context of the products that you're selling in that category. Now, this is going to be a little confusing, but you bear with me. You don't want to talk about the category in general. You want to talk about the category in relation to your product. So for instance, I'm doing SEO for a client in Bangkok. So my focus should be on green hockey sticks. My focus should be on hockey sticks being sold in Bangkok, and why the hockey sticks that we're selling in Bangkok are better than the hockey sticks sold anywhere else in Bangkok or Thailand in general. So you don't want to focus on the US because your market is Bangkok. Now, for many businesses, they have a global presence and they ship internationally. In that case, this will not be a relevant practice. In this case, what you want to do is you want to target specific keywords for which your competitors are ranking for, and what you'll do is similar to the previous one, is you copy and paste your competitors' categories pages links into SEMrush, into Ahrefs, pull up what the categories page is ranking for, and paste that in, make an Excel sheet, and make sure your optimized Google, the one that has the highest priority, will be the H1 of the category page, and then the H2s can have all the less relevant ones, and just build out the page based on that. I might do an entire tutorial on this because this will be like an hour-long video, and I don't want to make it that long. but if there's enough interest, I'll probably do a video on how to write a categories page, optimize categories page, and how to write a optimize products description page, just so that people know how to do it correctly. But I think a lot of people already know how to do it, so if there's enough interest, I'll probably make a video. The final point I want to make is site architecture. A lot of people get this wrong. Even the big boys get this wrong. And that's one of the reasons why I say you shouldn't be looking at the big boys, because they're doing a lot of bad things. But the reason they're getting away with it is because they're the big boys. They're spending millions in advertising and on TV ads, on PPC, on Facebook, on social media in general. So they can get away with a lot, but a small website, a startup website with a limited budget can't. So you need to follow these best practices. Site architecture is, as you can see in the image here, it should be very simple, pretty straightforward. You have the home page, which is the main page, and then from there you have individual categories pages, and then each category page is broken down into either a subcategory or an individual product page. And that is how you should simply lay it out. Do not try anything fancy. Do not try, anything, just linking different products just because you see them as being relevant, because in most cases they're not. Google does not care about, crooked green hockey sticks. In terms of Google, a crooked green hockey stick, a broken green hockey stick, a hockey stick that doesn't look like a hockey stick, they're all hockey sticks. So put them under the hockey sticks category, and don't, just don't make a different category and give it a unique name that there's no search volume for, and that's it. So really easy to do. Now, there are other things that obviously an e-commerce site would need to do, but once you've got the basics covered, you then do these, you just implement these tips on your site. Make sure Google indexes your site. For that, you might have to rebuild your sitemap. That's one of the problems that people were having with the website's not being indexed. If your website's not being indexed, it's discovered not indexed. The other day, someone sent me a screenshot of their Google search engine console, and I don't know what they want from me, but a lot of the pages were discovered but not indexed. If that's one of your problems, you add more content to your pages, rebuild the structure, rebuild your sitemaps.xml, resubmit that to Google, and it should be crawled within a week or so. Also, it's important to mention here at this point, this part of the video, now is probably the best time to publish content on your website, because Google is doing a great job of indexing it. I posted some content 2 days ago for some of my clients, and it got indexed in like 3 hours. So if you've been sitting on a fence about posting content or rebuilding your sitemap, do it right now, because Google seems to have improved its indexing, and it's a lot faster than it was before. So guys, if you like the video, like and subscribe, and leave a comment below if you have a question, if you have a suggestion, you want me to make a video on something, or you need me to make a video on one of the content tools that I'm using. Sure, go ahead and put a request below. Also, if you want to support the channel, there is a link in the description to Surfer SEO. Click that. Surfer SEO is running a discount, by the way, so you get a big discount as well. So, and as always, guys, I'll see you in the next video.